Welcome to YLC, the Young Leaders Committee that promotes and grows youth leadership that ensures the future leaders lead from today by educating and inspiring them to soar higher and higher.
Welcome to the Young Leaders Committee. We're glad to have you. This is the leadership channel for growing and supporting leaders in all spheres of life. It's an exciting experience to be on our Leaders International platform. It takes just a few clicks for you to be there. I hope to meet you there. This series on team dynamics and development progresses to the next focus today. And the focus today is leading remote teams. Leading remote teams. A key advantage of the digital space is the possibility of working from virtually anywhere in the world. Many workers can now operate from their homes if their jobs do not particularly demand their presence in the organizations. Working remotely began before COVID-19 came, but that global challenge demonstrated clearly that many jobs can be done from home or even from cars. There are many advantages associated with working remotely, but it also has many challenges. We're going to look at them. This calls for astute leadership response so as to maintain productivity level and profitability in the organization. They will form the core of our discussion in this video. Let's look at the remote team and the necessity of working remotely. The challenge of working remotely gets more intriguing when workers are in teams. We will learn a few things from the concept of remote teams. What is a remote team? Somebody gave this definition, that a remote team, also known as a virtual team, is a group of individuals who work together from different geographic locations, relying on technology to communicate and collaborate. These teams can be fully remote with all the members working from various locations, or the teams can be hybrid with some members working remotely and others in a traditional office setting. Remote teams are made up of people who scarcely have physical contact. They see largely via video or some online facility. Such teams rely heavily on the integrity and sense of responsibility of each member. Beyond them, there are also network and power issues to grapple with. But let's first consider the key characteristics of remote teams. We have the following among key characteristics of remote teams. They are geographically dispersed. That is, team members are not located in the same physical space and may be spread across different cities, countries, or even continents. This saves travel time and reduces the risk of movement to work site. Another is technology reliance on technology. Communication and collaboration primarily occur through digital tools such as email, instant messaging, video conferencing, and project management softwares. It works well when network is stable and good. Another characteristic is flexibility. Remote teams offer flexibility in terms of work locations. It allows for a better work-life balance and potentially attracts a wider talent pool from across the globe. You can have a staff on your team anywhere in the world. Another characteristic is hybrid models. Some teams may be fully remote, while others might adopt a hybrid approach. That is, combining remote work with occasional in-office meetings or collaboration. Another one is limited function. Remote teams are usually not able to handle practical assignments, such as constructions, factory machine operations, installations, and others. Whenever such are needed, leaders could consider the hybrid option. So let's look at the challenges and considerations that leadership should take cognizance of. We said earlier that working remotely has challenges. What should leaders therefore do? Let's consider some actions leaders are expected to take in doing so. 1. Building trust and rapport. This is important because establishing trust and strong working relationships among team members who rarely meet in person can be challenging and is a leadership responsibility. Next is effective communication. And you need to note that ensuring clear and consistent communication is crucial for remote teams. This is because miscommunication can easily arise due to lack of face-to-face interaction. Another one is maintaining team cohesion. Remote teams need to actively foster a sense of belonging and team cohesion to prevent feelings of isolation and disengagement. Leaders need to take note of this. Then there is the time zone difference challenge. Managing meetings and collaboration across different time zones can be challenging and demanding, but not impossible. Another is technology infrastructure. You need to reckon with the fact that reliable internet access and appropriate communication tools are essential for remote teams to function effectively. Next, you need to grapple with poor knowledge of technology. We have talked about technology. How many are all your workers knowledgeable in this? Remote work requires a certain level of proficiency in handling technology. Workers must be enthused to learn the operation that will make them deliver. Aversion to technology could be a challenge. Leaders have to tackle this wisely and promptly also. There can be indifference. That workers don't have to report in their offices physically could cause lousiness and indifference. Some workers consequently do two jobs and share their work time, which is unfaithfulness. Then monitoring performance could also be a challenge. Working remotely requires leadership to monitor closely without, of course, gagging the workers. Some workers may clock in late or clock in promptly, but get busy with other things. When teams have targets, meeting deadlines could be a way of ascertaining how well your team works. It all depends on leadership ingenuity. Let's now go on to look at some benefits of remote teams. We have seen the challenges and certain things we are supposed to consider. Let's look at the benefits of remote teams. 1. Increased flexibility. We have talked about flexibility before under a different sub-theme. Remote work can allow for a more flexible work schedule or location. which can be beneficial for both employees and employers. Access to global talent. We have talked about this before. Organizations can tap into a wider pool of talent by hiring remote employees from anywhere in the world. Another benefit is reduced costs. Remote work can lead to cost savings for companies, for organizations, such as reduced office space and travel expenses. Another benefit is improved productivity. Some studies have shown that remote work can lead to increased productivity, as employees may be less distracted and more focused on their tasks. With this, we go on to look at remote work leadership strategies. Here we'll be discussing managing remote teams effectively. How can we manage these remote teams? Maybe you have 2 or more and you need to manage them effectively. Handling remote teams could be challenging at the beginning, but leaders can do so effectively and efficiently. Be encouraged is possible. It requires leaders to have systems in place that facilitate better communication, streamline work processes, maintain accountability, enhance engagement, and foster organizational culture. I'm sure some of you remember we dealt with organizational culture some videos back. Then we need to streamline remote team communication. This is essential to their success. It develops a good working relationship within the team and helps to improve morale. It affects the behaviors of team members towards each other and their work. Next, consider productivity, because every organization wants to be productive. Leaders are to streamline the work processes of each member to ensure they deliver their output efficiently. Implement an organized workflow that remote teams can easily follow. This demands a digital workplace. It gives your remote team a single platform to access all resources and collaborate efficiently. It also allows you to oversee project management tasks better. Leaders should ensure that remote teams maintain accountability for their work without physically monitoring their progress. Make sure that expectations are clear and target outcomes are well defined. Set standard key performance indicators for your team so they can track their performances and stay motivated. Engage remote teams by making sure everyone is on the same roadmap and equip them with the right tools to stay on course. Know that engaged employees invest much in their roles and contribute significantly to the success of their organization. There are a few other useful things leaders need to take note of. Heighten engagement by fostering transparency. Communicate organizational values, mission, and vision so that the team understands where their work fits in. Align personal work goals to organizational goals and make sure that they are actionable and attainable. And on this list, finally, encourage behaviors that create a positive remote work environment. Let's go on to the next subtopic: Guide to Remote Worker Management. What does an organization's culture mean in remote work? Your organization probably has a culture that could make it successful by positively impacting employee engagement. Though fostering an organizational culture could be a hurdle in such circumstances, it is crucial for a leader to overcome this hurdle and foster a positive remote work culture. We discussed organizational culture a while ago, and want to refer you to those videos. Rather than repeat it here, we encourage you to please take time to personally connect with each member and know more about their personality. Let them know that you value the work they do and that you understand the challenges they are facing with remote work. Give recognition when appropriate and keep them motivated and engaged. Remember that to have an organizational culture will unify your distributed team and enable you to achieve goals and objectives in solidarity. Let's now look at requisite tools for remote teams. A blogger has quite some useful guides, and I want to use them profusely. I want to use his work here. And he has this to say: to heighten the performance of your remote team, utilize tools that simplify processes and make collaboration more seamless. Keep track of your team with communication tools that enable instant messaging, live chats, video calls, file sharing, and collaboration. You can use popular platforms such as Skype or Zoom, or use a more streamlined channel like Slack or Microsoft Teams. Collaboration teams such as G Suite give you a virtual space to connect and collaborate. They include program management tools that make it easier for you to monitor progress and track performance. To grant access to project documents, you can utilize cloud-based storage systems. Dropbox and Google Drive, for instance, are useful for sharing large files. They can also keep files organized and are instantly accessible to any authorized team member. Project management platforms can bring all the tools you need for remote work in one interface. This is a must-have if you want a great level of proficiency in managing your team. Among the most popular project management tools used by enterprises are Basecamp, Slack, Teamwork, Asana, and ProofHub. While these advanced tools help optimize team efficiency, having too many of them can also overwhelm employees. In addition, without proper training, this could hamper their productivity instead. So be thorough in choosing the tools to use and implement them accordingly. We now look at strategic management teams that you need to take note of as a leader. And that includes 1, build trust and communication with remote teams. These are crucial to retaining or even exceeding your present productivity level. Next, manage remote work challenges and conflicts and do so promptly and accurately. This is critical housekeeping task to all your organizational leadership and collaboration that goes on in your organization and the teams. Foster a sense of community and connection. This can both challenge and encourage members to play up and keep pace. And next is that you need to evaluate remote leadership effectiveness. Devise or develop a relatable, reliable, and responsive system of doing this. Finally, ensure that remote teams don't get lost or left behind. Thank you for viewing. Did you pick anything new? Is there any challenging thing for which you want to get back to us? Please send them to the comment section or via our email displayed on the screen. Our international forum has commenced. We held another quiz a short while ago, and In the next couple of days, depending on when you watch this video, we'll have another one. Remember, our quizzes hold in February, May, August, and November. Thank you for your time. We appreciate.